I've got two knit garments to share, and I've managed to unite two of my big loves, something plus sewing, and it ticks a lot of boxes. A great scrap buster. That's all the information you get. Hi sewing friends, I'm Karina from liftingpinsandneedles.com. Welcome to this channel that is all about sewing, limitless sewing, and I'm here to share two very easy makes. I practically whip them up in a couple of hours between printing the pattern, cutting the pattern, making a few adjustments, looking for the fabric and sewing them up. But I also gave myself extra work because I had already made two of these a couple of years ago. They were not fitting me correctly anymore. I basically seam ripped them and made them again. So I basically made four of them. Two brand new, two using what I already had and just resized. And what I'm talking about is a skirt from Pattern Emporium called Sporty Lounge Skirt. Very cool. Let me show you the line art. I have a video all about this skirt from April 2022. So it's been more than 4 years since they were released. Full size range 4 to 30. It's for knit fabrics. You can see that curved hem there. It gives you that very sporty vibe. The pockets as well, you can do curved pockets with binding, or you can do a welt pocket. I haven't done welt pockets on mine, and for my new versions I didn't do any pockets because I was using scraps, literally like half a yard scraps of athletic knits that I had lying around. So I was super happy to make these again. The Sporty Lounge skirt is 50% off at Pattern Emporium, and the sale runs through Saturday at noon in Australia. If you're here in this area, Brazil, anywhere up to North America and such, Friday night, that's when it ends. You see the information on the website anyway. If you'd like to use my affiliate link, you don't pay anything extra. If you just click on it, it'll go directly there and it will work. I will receive a small commission back from Kate, and it's one way to support what I do here on YouTube. Making all this content that you can watch without any cost, always full of tricks and tutorials and inspiration. Remember, I also have a full tutorial about this skirt, including the pockets, the waistband, everything from 2022. I'll link that for you there. It's a resource I already have on the channel. In 2022, I'd made size 18, and I had tried to wear these in the past couple of months, but they were just not comfortable. The waistbands, you know, they were just very loose and it was not working for me anymore. The fabrics were not replaceable. It's not that I could remake them again with something similar. One of them is this really nice stretch velvet. I just don't have any more of this and I really wanted to use it. So I just seam ripped off the yoga waistband, which is a hack, by the way, because it's a different type of waistband. And when you want to resize something smaller and you don't want to lose the pockets, sometimes you want to add a center front seam, which I did here. The pattern has a center front seam as an option, but originally I did not have a center front seam here. So that's what I did. I made it shorter, I added the seam, I kept the pockets just the same. Another change I did was make it shorter. In general, there's 3 lengths there on the skirt that you can choose from. I had chosen the middle skirt back then, and part of the design of this skirt is that the back is longer than the front intentionally, like let's say about 2 inches. I wanted to reduce that to make it just a little bit longer so that from the side it looks the same. So mine is 5/8 of an inch longer at the back just to compensate for the curve on my bottom at the back. I really like the leather look jersey details I use in the pocket right there and the yoga waistband. Check out my new Sporty Lounge skirt from Pattern Emporium. It's actually 4 years old, seam ripped and remade again in a size 14. I have the shortest length here. I added a center front seam. Check out the curved hem right there. This is the Be Mine blouse from Pattern Emporium. I think they go together really well because this is slimmer fitting and this is looser chiffon. I think it's balanced. Check out the sleeves of this blouse, so amazing. I was able to keep the original curved pockets right here, really easy to sew. I used fake leather binding there, a jersey for a little detail, and a yoga waistband. Styled not sporty, but it can be. I just like dressing things up, and this skirt is perfect for it. I could easily swap this for a hoodie, tights, and combat boots and be sweet. The other one I made was harder to seam rip, and because this is a scuba suede that I left with raw edges, so I had seams everywhere. I had top stitched all the seams, side seams, a center front seam is top stitched as well. This one took longer to seam rip. Again, I'm resizing. This time I have a center seam in the back and the front for this to work so that I could keep the pockets the same. If I take away width from the pockets, then the pockets end up sort of disappearing, and then this slant would have been like this. I could barely get my hand in there. I had used a contrast waistband in the past with a black jersey. This time I used the same leather look jersey I have in the binding. I'm so happy because it just looks so much better. So this was a lot of work actually. It was almost like making it from scratch. But I really love the fabric. I don't have any more of this fabric. I really wanted to use it. So I have it brand new, resized, remade, and I'm so happy. Ta-da, my other sporty lounge skirt, also not sporty, but it could be, scuba suede. This time I have the hem raw. That's why it looks a little bit longer than the stretch velvet, although it's the same pattern piece. Just because I didn't hem it, it's an inch longer. This one has a few seams that are all top stitched. Love it. So nice, so comfortable. I love this fabric so much. Not easy to find. That's why I thought resizing it was worth it. You know, now it's a size 14. This is the Spill the Tea blouse from Pattern Emporium. Also nice and loose, nice comfy ease. Goes really well with a slimmer fitting skirt in my opinion. I also kept the pocket opening there with the fake leather jersey and changed the waistband to the same material over here. This is how it's supposed to be in the pattern. You know, it's the same as the circumference of the waist and then the elastic inside that's top stitched. Super nice, totally worth making it again because I can still keep wearing it now and enjoying this beautiful fabric and this beautiful color. I do not mind doing this. I don't mind doing this, taking something apart and doing it again if the fabric is worth it. And for these two, I think the fabric was worth it. Now, let me show you the little bits of scraps I found. I actually found more afterwards. I set them apart in a little pile. I know I have those little scraps. I can make more of these. They're basically half a yard scraps, it's less than 50 centimeters. You can't make anything from that, literally. So let me show you what I found. I work a lot with athletic knits, and I have some of these left over from dresses or other things I've made in the past. And really, the amounts left over are so small that I've kept them because they're nice quality fabrics, pretty pricey. But I didn't know what to do with them, so let me show you how this is going to be perfect for little skirts. So this is one piece. It's very small. It's very short. Like I wouldn't be able to make a top because it would just be a crop top. I could make a cami, but I find the fabric is too heavy for a cami. So this is more bottom weight. My skirt pieces are going to fit here perfectly. Check it out. It's just right. And I'm going to have enough, hopefully, for the yoga waistband that I want to add. So just perfection. This little scrap is going to become something super functional that I'm going to use a lot, and I'm very happy. So this is one of them. I have many options. I'm not sure how many I'll be able to make because I don't know about time, but I know the option is there. Look at this thing. The piece is cut out so badly. Anyway, same. Very small piece. Not very long, not very wide. I'm sure I can squeak in the pattern pieces from here and have this amazing, bright, happy, colorful skirt. I have a dress in this, I have a top in this, and this is all that's left over. So yeah, look at all this, look. And then this one's lighter. It's also an athletic knit, also very bright. Also very strangely cut and not much fabric at all. I'm going to be able to fit the pattern pieces here and have a really nice little skirt to wear over my shorties. After resizing my skirts, I tried on my black velvet version and just pinned it up, hiked it up to see how I wanted it to be, the length of it, because I want to wear these over running shorts. So I wanted it to be a certain length. So that was easier than just guesstimating and just trying to guess. Whenever you have a garment that's already made, it's easier to see that in real life. Because I want to wear these over shorts and I want less bulk around the waist, I'm doing a yoga waistband here. I'm not doing the original waistband of the skirt, which is basically the same size as the waist with elastic in there, and that's what brings it in. So let me show you how I'm creating a yoga waistband that is not a rectangle. It's got a little shape on the side to bring it up closer to the actual waist. Very easy. Let's see. I printed out a new size, brand new pattern, and this is a size 14. I cut at the shortest length available because that's what I wanted. And the versions I'd made in 2022, I basically remade them. I unstitched the side seams, undid the hem, took out the waistband. I kept the same pockets though. So I was able to resize them. And then I'm happy with this length for casual wear, for regular skirt wear. But I want a really short version, one that would just cover my shorties that I wear for running. So I hiked it up and sort of pinned how much I wanted to take away to make the skirt shorter. It's so much easier to do it on a garment you already have, so you know exactly the length that you want. So this here, this excess is 9 centimeters, which is almost 4 inches. So that's how I know how much short I'm gonna make my pattern piece. So there's an adjustment line here, there's an adjustment line there. This is the one that's gonna work for me, the one that's lower, because that's where I want to take out the length. So I measured from here up the 9 centimeters. I just drew my line and cut it, and now I'm gonna overlap and meet up the lines here, meet up the center. I'm not going to attach a pair of shorts to the skirt. I have a bunch of ready-to-wear shorties that I've had for a while that I use all the time. I would like to have a little skirt on the top. Now I've done the same with this other piece, and you can see there's a little jog there. I'm just going to blend that. I don't want to take away width from this area because this is the fullest part of my hip, and I do want some ease there so I can move around. Now at the waist here on the top, I'm going to take away 5/8 of an inch and just blend like this. I want my waist a little bit smaller because I want to do a yoga waistband instead of the regular waistband that is the same length as elastic. And so I don't have to stretch out my yoga waistband that much. I'm just going to make the waist a little bit smaller. I'm still going to be able to pull this up over my hips. It's very stretchy fabric. So I'm just going to do a line that matches my smaller waist here with this part of the jog that I have right there. It's about 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to draw my line. And so this is going to be my new pattern piece. By taking that 5/8 away here, 5/8 plus 5/8 is 1 1/4 on one side, plus the other side. I'm going to end up taking away 2.5 inches around the waist, which is going to make a difference for when I'm trying to stretch out my yoga waistband to fit here. It'll be easier to sew that way. And because I want to wear these over shorties that already have a waistband, that's why I want to keep the waistband of the skirt really minimal. I don't want a waistband with an elastic inside. That's why I'm doing the yoga waistband. I still don't know if I'm going to be able to do the pockets here. I'm working with scraps, so it just depends. But I want to modify the pocket pieces as well because I took out a little width here from the pocket area. So I'm just going to place these 2 pocket pieces behind, right on top of each other so that they're the same. And I'm going to line them up here, line them up at the hip, and then draw here the excess that I have in these pocket pieces now so that they can match the shape of my hips. So if you change anything with the waist, if there are pockets in the design, you need to change those as well. So now I'm ready to go. I'm going to make a yoga waistband that's got a little bit of a curve to it. So this would be my rectangle if I was just doing a rectangle. This rectangle is going to be enough. I'm going to trim it down now. So 33 is my waist. I want to have 3 inches of negative ease so that it's super snug and my fabric is super stretchy. So I'm going to take 3 away. That gives me 30. So I want this waistband to be 30 inches because this is half. This needs to be 15. I want to add 1/2 inch for seam allowance. So I'm going to cut mine at 15.5. This is customizable to your waist. You know, just measure your waist, take away 3 or 4 so you can have negative ease. And then that is going to be my waistband piece. Now, how tall is this? This is 6 inches right there. So I want to create a little bit of a curve here on the top of the waistband. So I've got it folded lengthwise already. So where the fold is, I'm going to take away 5/8 of an inch right there and right there. And I'm going to draw a slant towards this corner. This is where the paper is open, there and there. This is similar to what you see in some shaped cuffs where the designer wants this part wider but this part narrower. Then you get this type of shape. This is similar for the waistband. So that is how it looks. I'm going to cut 2 of them, one for the front, one for the back. Sew them with a 1/4 inch seam allowance there. Once I've done that, I'm going to have my tube and then I fold it and then attach it to the top. That means that this follows a shape a little closer to the body than the rectangle would. You know, up here is a little bit smaller, that's my actual waist, and then it's coming down towards the hip area over here. I'm gonna end up making two, which is more reasonable. So I have this colored one here, this one that's a little more toned down. And I've got the fronts and the backs pinned together. The back is slightly longer than the front in the pattern piece. The amount was a bit more. I sort of cut it a little bit less, so it's a little bit less. That's just personal preference. Don't worry about these little things on the sides. They are very necessary. Just follow the shape and sew them, because that's going to allow you to fold in the hem allowance properly. So don't think that's a mistake and cut it away. That is very important. So that's at the sides of every skirt, no matter what the length. And here I have my waistband pieces. They're going to have side seams that are going to match the side seams of the skirt. They have that little shape right there. I'm super excited to sew these in. So basically I have 4 seams to sew, two, and then the little waistband seams, and then put it together. This is going to be so fast and just what I need. This is how the waistband looks after sewn. So you've got that slight shape. This smaller section is actually at the top of the waistband, so when we fold it like this, we're still going to get the same type of tube that we would get with a rectangular waistband, only it's shaped. So you can see it's smaller here and then it goes like that. So it's more anatomic. I like that. So I'm just going to divide this in quarters. The seams are going to be 1/4, of course. And then I'm going to put pins in the middle and align that to the top of the waist. Here is the top of the skirt, and you can see the difference here. So it's a lot. This waistband has to stretch a lot to match the waist of the skirt. Even though I made it a little bit smaller, it still needs to stretch. But it's no worries, because check out how stretchy this waistband is. So it's going to stretch no problem. And it's just going to spring back and be super snug at my waist where I want it to be without needing an elastic. So I'm just going to put the skirt inside the waistband, match up my reference points, and then we're going to sew this on the serger. You can see 1/4 of the waistline of the skirt and 1/4 of the waistband, and see, it's going to be able to stretch fine. You know, it's not an impossibility. So I'm going to keep pinning and sew. I'm going to show you this one. Check out this print. It's just so amazing. I have a fitted dress made out of this fabric. I love it. And I had this little bit left over, and now it's perfect to wear over running shorts. Maybe you can see that the back is slightly longer here, about 5/8 of an inch. But when I wear it, you can't tell. As I said, that's to compensate for the volume of my bottom. I'd say I have like a medium behind. There's a little bit there. And if I make them the same length, it would probably hike up and look shorter on the back. And that's what I'm trying to compensate by making the back a little bit longer. It's hard for me in a hurry to see what's the front and what's the back. I don't have a center back seam that I can reference or anything. In the seam allowance of the yoga waistband, I sewed on a little bit with a yellow thread that's really easy and contrasting. So that's what I can use. If I had tags, I wouldn't use that because it would rub against my skin, whatever. So that's something I do quite a lot. It's super easy. I'm going to take them and see that little bit of yellow, and I'll know. And I'll put this on. I'm going to take you to something super personal. I'm going to show you in real life how this is going to work for me and how it solves a huge problem for me. I won't say anything else. Let's head over to a place where I go a lot and I'm really enjoying my time there. I'm building up a new skill I had left in the past, and I was silly to leave it in the past because it gave me a lot of enjoyment, fulfillment, confidence. And the reason why I stopped doing that was really silly, but I'm back into it now. I've walked about 20 minutes-ish from my home, where there is a running track inside the university where my husband works. I have free access to it. I can't believe it. Most of the time it's empty. So very blessed. Because I've just started running, I come here a lot because I don't have to worry about cars or anything and I can just focus on running. I don't find it boring to go around and around. It's nice and flat. So for now, I'm doing my training sessions right here. And just let me show you my outfit and how I'm going to improve it. I really have to use ready-to-wear shorts for running because I can't achieve the type of technical seams on my sewing machine and serger. So I don't have a cover stitch. I can't do flat lock or things that are going to prevent chafing and just being super uncomfortable with the seams. I can make shorts similar to this for working out in the gym, walking and other activities, swimming. That is absolutely fine. But for running, I don't think I can sew them yet because I don't have the proper machine. So I have a whole bunch of ready to wear little shorts. And yeah, just let me show you. This would be how I run. So just the shorts, the little tank top, and that's it. I mean, I think it's fine. If I was in a running race dressed like this, I would be absolutely fine. But walking from my house to this part where I have to go through lots of places with lots of people, I don't feel absolutely comfortable like this. I wouldn't be comfortable going to the gym and lifting weights in these little shorts either. These shorts have flat lock seams. They just have this other piece here with silicone that grabs onto your legs so they don't ride up when you run, etc. Things I can't really achieve with sewing. I'm stuck using these types of shorts for running. They also have little pockets here that I could sew, but it's just the type of seams and the materials that I just can't get with sewing yet. So let's put something on top. Okay, I just slid my little skirt on, sporty lounge skirt from Pattern Emporium, about 4 inches shorter than the shortest length available. I hacked it so that it's got a yoga waistband, but a more fitted one. So it goes right over my shorts. It's not voluminous, it's not heavy, there's no extra volume. It's a sort of straightish, slightly lined skirt. And the little rounded hem here makes it look sporty. I think it looks really appropriate. This is perfect for running. I'm not going to feel that it's there. It doesn't make me feel any extra bulk around the waist. It's just perfect. I used up a scrap. I feel much more comfortable like this. And I know lots of runners don't dress like this, but this is how I feel the best. Check out the cute little skirt. I'm so happy. So I'm going to do my little training run. My runs are very short at the moment. I'm still doing run walk intervals, but I'll get there. I'm really committed to it. And I've just fallen in love back with this. I stopped so many years ago just because it was hot in Brazil. That was a really lame sort of excuse. Doing it in the morning gets rid of the heat factor. So yeah, let's go run. This is gonna be great. I can still access the pockets here if I want to carry something. It's super light. So I'm gonna start this. I'm not gonna film my workout. It's just a little 5K. Let's get it. Bye. I just finished. I'm very slow still. 5K in 37 minutes or something. My fastest ever, about 10 years ago, was 25 minutes. So it will take a while to get there. I know I'm capable. I'm doing a little walk, just a last lap to cool down. Drenched in sweat, oh my gosh. And the little skirt held up amazing. I didn't even know that it was there. I felt so great with it. Plus, I think I look cute and different. I don't see people running in skirts that often. Much better than just wearing the shorts, where I feel not the best. Nothing wrong with them. I just don't feel comfortable. So if I can sew and make myself something amazing from a little scrap, I've ticked so many boxes. Sewing athletic wear for me is really satisfying. And I can sew a lot, like tanks, leggings, whatnot. For now, I'm gonna stick with specialized ready-to-wear running shorts that have all the flat lock seams and silicone bands and all the things I can't do. But I can top it up with this little cutie. I'm gonna make many, many more because it was amazing. I'm so happy. Let me show you my views while I'm running. This is a rural area, and so there's lots of trees and it's just amazing. Over there's banana plantations in the distance. And yeah, it's just amazing to live here and to have the blessing of this track that I can access whenever I want. It's just the best. Don't worry, I'm not gonna turn this channel into a running channel. I'm just tying something that I love to do with Another thing that I love to do, which is sewing, and I sewed myself a cute running skirt. I don't know how people talk while they're running. I've seen lots of people do that. They're like, hi, I'm doing this. And I'm like, how? I'm just trying to breathe. Maybe eventually my fitness will allow me to talk. But don't worry, I'm not going to turn my sewing channel into a running channel. Don't worry about that. Why did I catch this bug again? I initially caught this bug in Auckland when I lived in New Zealand. Over there were people running in the rain all year round. It's a really big running sort of culture over there. And I started running in 2011 when I was 32 years old. I ran all the way up to 2018 and then I stopped because I thought it was too hot to run here, which is, yeah, I won't say anything else. Yeah, I've started again. And why? When I was in Cambridge, I saw signs everywhere. There's a really well-known half marathon in Cambridge. And actually, when registrations open, tickets are sold out in like 2 or 3 minutes. It's that popular. It was, I don't know, 20,000 people. I don't know. I knew about it and I went to look. I got myself there in my big jacket. It was a freezing cold day. And I stood there and I just got all that environment that I was accustomed to in the past because I ran in so many events and I was just dying inside. Why the heck did I stop doing something that was so good for me? And I watched the winners run past and everyone cheering. And I decided, you know, when I get back home, I'm going to start running again. Before I left Cambridge, I visited a running shop in the center of the city, a specialized running shop, where they made me run on a treadmill and film me and analyze my gait and whatnot and suggested a specific shoe that works for me, which is something I really wanted to do because when I started running in the past, I just bought a random shoe and I got injured. So that's not happening again. And I've started slowly and I'm loving it. And I've been running since I got here. I've been running for about 5 weeks in my little shorts and I just felt really self-conscious. I'm doing something challenging for me. I still find it challenging and I just want to forget what I'm wearing and just concentrate on breathing, my form. This little skirt, oh my gosh, it made me so happy. I can wear this over my specialized running shorts. And I'm so happy. I want to make many more and I won't be running in my little shorties on their own again. And I'm very happy about that. Here's the one that you saw in the mini tutorial where I showed you how to sew on the waistband. It's so nice. I have a dress in this fabric. I also have a top and I had this little bit left over and it's so nice. Here you can see the difference in the hem length, I think easier than with the other one, that the back is a little bit longer. Little curved hem is super cute, little yoga waistband. I also have the little yellow thread on the inside. This was so easy to sew, so easy. I've got no pockets on any of them. I don't need pockets to run with. I'm not going to put anything in there to dangle about. And if I'm going to take something in pockets, they're going to be in my running shorts pockets that are inside and tight, like fitted to me. I have the full tutorial on how to do the pockets in my previous video if you want to see, but yeah, this is nice. So let's see this little cutie on as well. I know it's a little bit bright on the eyes. I'm so happy I got to use this scrap. I already have 2 garments with it and this is another amazing sporty lounge skirt. These 2 new ones are actually sporty ones. Short, the same as the other one. It's perfect to cover my running shorts. And I can be the brightest runner out there feeling super cool and edgy. I'm so happy I got to make these. There is the waistband of the shorts underneath, super nice and fitted. And so is this one. Nothing's gonna fall or move about while I'm running. And it's just so perfect. All I want to do is make more of these skirts. I want to make basic ones, you know, in solid colors, whatever. I'm just going to have so much fun making these up. And if I'm the only one in a running event wearing a skirt, I don't care. I'm 47. I really don't care. I just care about how I feel. I think these look adorable. They're functional. The waistband on the top is super snug. It fits really well. It doesn't go down or move about or anything while I'm running. I didn't feel that the skirt was on while I was running today, So yeah, if you can't tell, my eyes are shining. Just because I've gotten back to something that I really love to do. And I managed to make something super handy with a really cool pattern that has so many options. And now I can be happier doing something challenging that I know I'm going to improve at. and I'm gonna really enjoy for the foreseeable future. Remember, the Sporty lounge skirt is on sale, 50% off. Friday night around this area of the world, Saturday noon if you're in Australia. And don't worry, this channel is gonna stay sewing. This is just a little sneaky peek of my actual life, things that I also like to do. I hope it was fun to watch. Bye.